She was my mother, not my enemy. Or was she? For many years, I didn't even dare to think about that question. The idea that a mother could hurt her daughter, emotionally, silently, without raising a hand, felt almost sacrilegious to me. Mother is sacred. Mother wants what's best for us. Mother loves even when she doesn't know how to show it. That's what they said. That's what I repeated to myself like a mantra. But deep down, a part of me felt that something was wrong. Very wrong. Because every time I went back home, even as an adult, my body tensed up. My breathing became shallow. I would automatically review my words, my posture, my tone of voice. It was like stepping into enemy territory, even while smiling. Even saying, "Hi, Mom." My mother never hit me. She said it wasn't necessary. She said just a look from her was enough for me to understand what she wanted. And she was right. Because I learned early on to mold myself to her gaze. That look weighed more than any spanking. That look that said without words that I was a disappointment. That I was inadequate. That I was too much. Or not enough. Never the right way. She compared me to the neighbor's daughter. To my cousin. To the girl at school. They always had something I didn't. And even when I got good grades, even when I helped at home, even when I smiled and obeyed, still, it wasn't enough. Little by little I started to disappear. Not physically but internally. I started pruning myself, silencing myself, fitting in. I grew up afraid to be who I was because being myself felt like defiance. I remember one time she complimented me. Felt strange. I must have been about 8 years old. She said my hair looked nice. I smiled. And then the next second she said, "But don't get cocky. That ruins people." That's when I learned that any joy I felt had to be small. That I shouldn't stand out or be praised or be proud of myself. And so, I grew up shy, insecure, and with a quiet anger I didn't know how to name. She was my mother. Not my enemy. But many times it felt like she was. I felt alone even when I was with her. And that's one of the worst kinds of loneliness there is. To be close to the person who should love you most in the world, and still feel invisible. What hurt the most wasn't what she said. It was what she didn't say. It was the silence. It was the impersonal tone of voice. It was the coldness in moments when I needed affection. It was the way she looked at me when I cried, as if she was bothered, as if emotion was weakness, and I was a walking disappointment. And the most confusing part of it all is that she also made lunch. She took care of the house. She went to parent-teacher meetings. She said, "Take care," when I left the house. How do you explain to someone that your mother hurt you? Without hitting you? Without abandoning you? Without ever directly saying she didn't love you? How do you explain to the world, and to yourself, that you grew up in an emotional ice field even with food on the table? For a long time I thought the problem was me. Thought I was too sensitive, too dramatic, ungrateful. But then therapy came. And with it the words I had never heard before. This is emotional trauma. This is emotional neglect. This is a childhood wound. The psychologist introduced me to a concept that changed my life. The devouring mother. This term comes from Jungian psychology and is explored by women like Esther Harding, one of Jung's first disciples who deeply investigated the female psyche. The devouring mother is not a caricatured villain. She is often a wounded, frustrated woman who never had the space to be herself. A woman who repressed her spontaneity, her joy, her desires. And who, seeing her daughter with freedom, with light, with possibilities, feels fear, feels envy, feels anger, even if unconsciously. This mother, without realizing it, projects onto her daughter the pain she never faced within herself. She controls. She criticizes. She silences. She suffocates. And all this often in the name of love. I correct you because I love you. I'm tough because life will be tougher. It's for your own good. But it's not. It's out of fear. And this is the cruelest part. The daughter loves the mother, even while being hurt by her. And because of that she carries guilt. Guilt for feeling hurt. Guilt for not being able to return full love. Guilt for thinking in silence that maybe her mother really was an emotional enemy. It's hard to admit that. Very hard. But it's necessary. Because as long as we don't name the pain, it becomes a prison. As long as we pretend it didn't hurt, the wound rots from the inside out. And it took me a long time and many tears to understand that love is not control. That presence is not affection. That being a mother doesn't guarantee you fulfilled the role of emotionally caring for someone. I had to accept that my mother gave me what she could. But that doesn't mean it was what I needed. And I don't have to carry this pain forever. I don't have to live trying to earn a love that should have been unconditional. I don't have to shrink myself to fit into a mold that was never made for me. Today I still miss a mother I never had. And that is a grief I carry. But today I hold myself. Today I care for the child I once was. Today I allow myself to feel anger, sadness, longing, all of it together. And most importantly, today I choose myself. Even if she didn't choose me. Even if she didn't know how to love. As I understood, she was my mother. Not my enemy. But for years, my soul thought she was. And it's from that wound that I'm freeing myself. If you've read this far, maybe deep down you felt something similar. Maybe your mother never said she loved you. Maybe she did everything right on the outside but left a huge emptiness inside. Maybe you grew up trying to please, and never managed to. If that's the case, I want to tell you, it's not your fault. Your pain is real. Your story matters. And you do deserve to be welcomed, heard, and loved, just as you are. In the comments, if you want, share with me. What was the moment when you felt your mother hurt you, even without laying a hand on you? Your story could be the mirror someone needed today to begin to heal.